Welcome to SVG-TV News for Tuesday, July 23rd, 2019. I am Jennifer Richardson with the details. Government is pushing to have the rights of children enforced in SVG through the Child Justice Bill, which Prime Minister Dr. Rav Gonsalves said he is hoping can be adopted by Parliament before Independence Day, October 27, 2019. The relocation of the elderly from the Louis Punnett home is another initiative the government plans to execute before Independence Day. These are among the plans outlined by the Prime Minister at the launch of the Renewal at 40 program, which is in celebration of SVG's 40th anniversary of independence.
Enforcement of the rights of children. At the moment is a bill entitled Child Justice Bill to strengthen the rights and the enforcement of the rights of children, to protect our children. And I want us to have that law on the books before independence this year. In relation to the elderly, I am very hopeful that before independence, but if not before independence, before the end of this year, that we will move the Louis Punnett home temporarily to the headquarters, the former nursing hostel. You notice work is being done there.
The Prime Minister also announced that they are working to have a national stadium at Diamond become a reality for Independence 2020.
Just this week, the Minister of Finance, the Director General of Finance and Planning, and yours truly, we ring-fenced a portion of money to ensure that this facility is part of the Renewal at 40. We will have at Diamond a track with a football field and a small facility, not a full stadium accommodation, but a track which is of a category 2 installation, not Olympic, but for every international and regional standard below Olympics.
The National Prosecution Service, the NPS, will be launched here tomorrow. A news release from the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution said the launch of the National Prosecution Service reflects the enhancements and programs, policies, protocols, and principles that have taken effect over the last decade and projects that will futuristically transform the organization. The launch of the National Prosecution Service, the NPS, is scheduled to take place at the House of Assembly from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. under the theme, Speak Up, It Can Be You. Geared towards witness empowerment, the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions said the theme entails the acronym Speak Up, which is meant to encourage witnesses to share personal encounters and accurate knowledge unleash power. Tomorrow's launch of the National Prosecution Service will feature several specifically invited guest speakers, local, regional, and international. A short film dubbed Speak Up will also debut at this event, including the launch of a new publication, The Witness Code. Following the launch of the National Prosecution Service, the second biennial Criminal Justice Stakeholders Conference, Albright 2019, will commence on Wednesday evening at an official opening ceremony and cocktail reception at the official residence of the Prime Minister. Albright is the acronym for Applying Lawful Responses to Intercepting Gangsters, Hustlers, and Transgressors. The 2 business days of the conference will follow on Thursday and Friday at Hotel Alexandrina. The conference will conclude on Friday with a panel discussion that invites recommendations from facilitators and participants on how to improve SVG's criminal justice system. Data and information on finance operations of member countries of the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union, the ECCU, can now be accessed through a web portal. Today, the ECCU Public Debt and Market Information Web Portal was launched in the 8 member countries, including St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The Public Debt and Market Information Web Portal has the support of governments who will be providing information through the portal. Governor of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, Timothy Antwine, said the web portal will assist investors, licensed brokers, and researchers who can now access information online.
Financial space. A country like Dominica, for example, with a population of 72,000, can in fact expand its investor base using the regional market, where we're talking about a population of about 630 persons. Investors in any ECCU country can make an investment without worrying about the impact of a depreciation in the currency on their capital. Investors in any ECCU country can make an investment without worrying about exchange controls, restricted repatriation of principal and interest. Also, investors in government securities do not have to worry about taxes on these investments. You see, when we set up the market, the government agreed that there would be no taxes on these investments to incentivize and encourage people to invest in the market.
Other information such as budget speeches, prospectus, debt bulletins, as well as financial legislations in member states will be made available through the web portal. Chairman of the Regional Debt Coordinating Committee, Edwin Jackson, said that shareholders can now participate fully in the financial market web portal and make informed decisions.
Governments to rely more on the RGSM to finance its capital investments. The governments have raised a total of 13.6 billion EC dollars on the RGSM since its inception in November 2002. And I'll repeat that figure, $13.6 billion since November 2002. The RGSM has provided an opportunity for participating governments to effectively manage their financing needs, as well as their debt, as the cost of borrowing on the RGSM has declined over the years. Although interest rates on the RGSM have been declining, rates remain above investment assets.
The web portal was conceptualized 3 years ago. Each member state of the ECCU will have a liaison officer from within the Ministry of Finance who will be tasked to provide information on behalf of their respective governments. The Electoral Office will be engaged in a drive to reach out to all persons eligible for ID cards, including shut-ins, to assist them in getting registered. Registering Officer at the Electoral Office, Otniel Brown, is encouraging family members of shut-ins to inform the office to allow them to reach out to these persons.
We normally would do that, but we expect the persons at that home to come and inform us. Otherwise, we would know exactly who is shut in and who is not. So we ask persons, if you have somebody at home who cannot come out to register, please inform us, and we go to the home and do everything there. And this month, on the 29th and the 31st, we'll have shut-in registration. Okay, so wherever, whether it's Vermont, Clay Valley, Kettles, Chansey, wherever you are, we get there to register you.
That's island-wide anyway?
Island-wide.
Assistant Registering Officer for South Leeward, Eileen Jack, highlighted the registration schedule for that constituency and what persons will need to get registered.
For the month of August, we would be registering in Kettles the 5th and the 7th. The 12th and the 14th, we are at Vermont Community Center. The 19th and the 21st at Ryland Hill, and the 26th and 28th at Bethel High School. Please bring along your documents, your board paper, a copy of it, you photocopy the board paper and you bring it. Bring your marriage certificates and any other documents that's relevant for the registration.
Currywood Production, formed by a group of youngsters, will next month release their first feature film, here entitled The Odds. The 1-on-1 20 minutes film was written and directed by young Nigerian apostle Emmanuel Okeni, with the actors and the editing involved in sessions with the same goal of doing something extraordinary and raising awareness about abuse. Speaking with SVG-TV News Today, Okeni said they're hoping that the message in the film can help persons come to the realization that being abused shouldn't stop one from pursuing his or her dreams or become successful.
Basically, it's about a young man who went through abuse, seeing his mom being abused by his dad growing up as a child, and it affected him psychologically, and it made him become an angry child growing up as a man also. He became a lawyer, and he met with a young girl who kind of impacted his life, transformed him, and he became a better person. So basically, the message behind it is about the fact that we go through challenges every day. We go through odds of life every day, and it's either we run away from it or we face it and fight it. So the message behind it is for us to face whatever obstacle we go against and overcome them.
Okay, and what inspired you to write something like that?
All right. From what the statistics is around, not just in St. Vincent but across the world, I personally observed that one of the major things people go through is abuse, either physically, emotionally, or otherwise. That's the most prevalent issues people go through. So it was more of like trying to address what is prevalent around people's life, what people encounter basically.
Okene said they hope to take the film globally so that SVG will be recognized for greatness, noting that the film is already being translated into different languages.
So our intention is to actually reach out to the wider audience, not just probably Christians or people who believe in spirituality or whatever. It's when you watch the movie, it will welcome everyone. Like it's appealing to everyone to see, like, okay, even if I'm not a Christian, there's a message I can get from this, and that's the major stuff that we're looking at. Because I'm a pastor, for example, right? And one of the things I look out for is to think outside the box. If I preach a message, maybe 1,000 people will listen to it, or 2,000 people will listen to it, or a few thousand will listen to it. But if I put out a movie there, it's speaking to the world. Anybody could just come into it and watch it. A lot of people may not want to listen to a message, but they would watch a movie. And we intentionally didn't want to make it look like, okay, just God and Satan or something, just Bible or whatever. We wanted something that everybody would look at and have something to go with.
The young director used the opportunity to encourage persons with ideas to put in the work to make these ideas become a reality, noting that everyone should always desire to be great.
Certainly, a lot of encouragement actually, because for us as a production in St. Vincent, this is the first time we're having something like this in the history of this country, and for us to pull up something like this, it's a message for people to realize that even if nobody has done something before and you have a vision for something, don't wait for people to start up something first. You can actually take that step. It's a very bold step, yes, but you can. And there's this saying that if you don't take risk, you cannot be rewarded. So there's always a reward for someone taking a risk to do something. So my message to people out there is you can become who God wants you to be. Just stay focused, stay disciplined, and be determined. That's my message.
Meanwhile, some of the members of Carrie Wood Production, who are also featured in the film The Odds, said no matter what struggles, abuses or challenges one faces in life, it is not the end of the world, nor should prevent a person from working to make his or her dreams become a reality. Arusha Young, Danielle Jackson and Chevon John told SVG-TV News that being part of the film and past experiences have taught them a lot about persons who are abused and some of the dangers that being abused can do to a person.
Is that no matter what life throws at you, you have the ability to overcome, especially with God. God will give us the strength, and He is our healer. He has the ability to heal, whether emotional hurt, whether physical hurt, anything He can heal. So just get a hold of God and you can overcome anything.
God first in everything. With God being at the center of your marriage, it will work. It's not saying or dismissing the idea that you will not face problems or encounter struggles or what's not. It's not encountering them, it's how you decide to go forward and deal with the problem. Why you stand, know what you stand for, and do not settle for less. Do not settle for less. Settling for mediocrity is not you. God did not create you to settle for mediocrity. He did not create you for that. You are above and beneath. You are above, you're not beneath, rather. You're a royal priesthood. You're crowned of glory, a royal diadem in the hand of God. And once God has fashioned you and molded you, Hey, your pop's telling any man ever because...
Though he said, with God, you can overcome anything. And most people before they get married, in relationship, if you find that your partner is being abusive at the beginning of the relationship, do not continue with that relationship. Get out of it. Don't go into it knowing that your partner is being abusive and get married because it will not stop. Or find help, counsel from someone.
Director of the film Emmanuel Okeni said that the story is based on his experience as a Christian counselor here in SVG, dealing with some persons who have suffered some form of abuse.
And one of the things I told the person was, because I'm into counseling as a man of God, one of the things that helps me to do was to understand what is happening around the community. And one of the things I realized is, out of probably 5 people you counsel, like almost 99% of people come down with the issue of something abuse that is making them act the way they're acting at the moment. So it's something I saw that was prevalent. So definitely, yeah, I saw. I wouldn't say we conducted a research like as in officially, but from what I gathered, speaking to people, counseling people every day, I do that, and I've realized that's what people are really struggling with.
12 students today received full scholarships and 135 received bursaries from the General Employees Cooperative Credit Union GECU to continue their secondary education. At an award ceremony held at the Methodist Church Hall, the recipients were encouraged not to allow complacency to creep in and prevent them from accomplishing their dreams. Chairperson of the Scholarship Committee, Meneva Glasgow, told the students greatness is within their reach if they have a sense of purpose along with drive and determination. To illustrate her point, Glasgow related a story of a young boy who dreamed of a cattle ranch but faced discouragement from both teachers and parents.
I said as any father would have done, okay son, rewrite it, put something that is achievable and take it back to your teacher and get a good grade. The young lad listened to his father, and maybe he was like me, adamant. After 2 weeks he said, I am not going to change my dream. He took it back to his teacher. He said, teacher, you can keep your F and I will keep my dream. A few years later, by this time, he had grown. And true to form, he got his cattle ranch. And the same teacher went to visit, this time with some older persons. He said, young man, that day when I gave you back your paper, I was a dream stealer. But I'm glad that you kept your dream. Boys and girls, GECU has given you a start. Keep your dream. As you move into secondary school, adopt a similar posture to this young man, that nothing will prevent me from achieving greatness. Keep your goal in mind at all costs.
Also sharing words of encouragement with the students was GECU's 2001 scholar, now barrister at law, Jadrick Cummings, who said complacency can prevent one from reaching their full potential and encouraged the students to have a competitive spirit.
CXC. Back in my time, that was a lot. It's not a lot anymore, and I got 5 1s, 4 2s, and a 3 for maths. And I was very, very happy about that 3 because I did not like maths, and I thought I was going to get a 4 or a 5. So when I got that 3, I was ecstatic. I remember running out of the admin office, and I was waving my certificate, and so I was happy about that 3. And that's just because I wanted to do better than I did, or better than I thought I would do. But if I was thinking broadly, like I said, then really a 3, I would not be happy about that 3. Because you have to think about what high school is doing and elsewhere. So be mindful of that, and always think about doing better. I don't want to say competition should be your focus, but it should be a driving factor. And I think competition overrides complacency or does away with it. So always be mindful of that as well.
Senior Education Officer Yvette Antoine thanked GECO for their continued support of the nation's youth to pursue their education.
GECO has invested financially in helping our children's education, shifting the burden for educating our children beyond just the classroom teacher and their immediate family. One has to understand that the school and family must partner for the child to succeed. And since most of our students are from low-income homes where the struggles are real, it takes more than just those two institutions. And GECO, like other good corporate citizens, have decided to take up the slack. The Ministry of Education, National Reconciliation and Information, thank you, GECO. We thank you profusely for your continued support in the education of our citizens, not only at the primary level, but also at the tertiary and university levels.